How do I understand confusing property assessment notice jargon? Imagine opening a letter from your local assessor's office and feeling like you need a translator. The words can seem confusing, but understanding them is key to managing your property taxes. Let's break down what these notices really mean and how to make sense of the language used. First, the assessment notice is not your tax bill. It is a document that shows the value your assessor has assigned to your property for tax purposes. This value is called the appraised value, which is an estimate of what your property would sell for in the current market. The assessed value is usually a percentage of that appraised value, depending on your local rules. The taxable value is what your taxes are based on, which might be lower than the assessed value if you have exemptions or other reductions. Now, look at the property details section. It should include your property address, legal description, and a property identification number. Make sure all this information is correct because errors here can affect your assessment. Next, check if any exemptions are listed. These are reductions in your taxable value, like if your property is your primary residence or if you qualify for senior citizen exemptions. Knowing what exemptions you qualify for can help lower your tax bill. The notice will also mention the taxing entities. These are the local governments or districts that collect property taxes, like your city, school district, or water authority. If you see a section about a protest deadline, take note. If you think your property is overvalued, you usually have a limited time, often 30 to 60 days, to file an appeal. When reviewing your notice, compare the appraised value to recent sales of similar properties in your area. If your property has sold for less recently, this can be a good reason to protest. To do that, gather evidence such as recent sales data, photographs, or appraisals. Remember, the goal is to show that your property's value is higher on the notice than it should be. If you decide to appeal, follow the instructions carefully and submit your evidence before the deadline. Your tax bill, which is separate from the assessment notice, will be based on the assessed or taxable value. Understanding these terms and sections helps you know what your property is worth for taxes and how to challenge it if needed. Being familiar with the language makes it easier to respond confidently and possibly reduce your property taxes.